Welcome. We are still in week 7 on day 3 of our 9 lives, taking a look at our life aspiration area all about relationships. Today we are going to be taking a look at our personal relationships. Now, this has to do with family and friends. And so, when it comes to this particular category, it does become more, category within a category, it does become a little more difficult than taking a look at our professional relationships because, professional relationships, they sort of are what they are. We can always change jobs, or we can do our best to work through and navigate conflict or personality differences. And when it comes to family and friends, it can be a lot more difficult, especially with family. Now, I want to take a moment to honor and respect where everyone is with the different family dynamic and relationships that they have. There are those who feel a certain responsibility or obligation to take care of family, and I certainly encourage and support that. At the same time, it's important to take a look at the relationship that you have with family and to see if the relationship is toxic and hurtful, or if it is loving and nurturing and supportive. And in the situations where it is not supportive and loving, then is it possible to use one of the options of seeking counseling and talking to a licensed professional about whatever the dynamic is. Maybe working with a coach and someone who specializes in relationships, especially around family dynamic, or even just a life coach in general would still be able to help guide you through conversations and things that you can do. And then, of course, there's the letting the relationship go. It's incredibly difficult when it's family, and it's not something to be taken lightly, and it's not something that even has to be permanent. There is setting the relationship aside temporarily so that you can take care of other needs and other things that are as important to you, and then come back to that relationship. Sometimes giving someone space is all that's needed to, for them to reflect and for you to be able to reflect. So I just want to invite you to think about that. And again, this is not about getting people to, break up with family members and go all willy-nilly out there. It's just an invitation to be curious about the relationships in our lives and this particular life aspiration area. Then we want to take a look at our friends. And the friends can be just as difficult as family. I know there are some people out there whose friends are probably closer than family in some cases. And so because of the nature of the personal relationship, it can be really difficult to distance ourselves from toxic people who are hurtful and really just don't have our best interest in mind. And sure, it may seem selfish to say, I focus on my own best interest, and I'm not saying that for me personally, but there are times when you do have to take care of yourself first. And so, you want to ask yourself the same sort of questions. Is this relationship toxic and hurtful? Is this person's values, and, is this relationship in alignment with who I am and being able to show up authentically as myself? And so within this particular life aspiration area of relationships, it's really important to take a look at these things and to consider whether or not to keep a relationship or let the relationship go. And like I said, one of the hardest parts in personal growth and development is honoring and acknowledging who we are and where we are and what's best for us, and then being able to take the steps and letting things go that don't serve us. And so, again, this is just an invitation to be curious about this particular life aspiration area. It's to see if this area of your life needs attention, wants attention. Is there something that can be nourished, or something that needs to shift or change in order for you to be able to move forward into the highest level of satisfaction with each of these categories? And I hope the information is helpful, and certainly the same options may be available for working through personal relationships like friendships, seeking counseling and talking to a licensed professional, working with a life coach, or putting the relationship on hold and being able to ask yourself, maybe they just need time and space to figure out their life, because they have a lot going on, just like each of us has things going on in our daily life. So do those in our circles of influence. And so I hope this information is helpful. I hope that it has helped. And we do actually have an additional day for this particular segment. There is a third relationship that I'm going to share with you tomorrow, and so be sure to stay tuned for that. And then, of course, we do still have 2 more life aspiration areas to go. The aspiration area next week is where we will look at your significant other, spouse, and or partner relationship, specifically love and partnership. And then the 9th week, we also have 1 more area to take a look at. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for joining. For those of you who may just be tuning in, this life aspiration hour 9 live segment that I've been doing is a 9-week review of the different life aspiration areas and rating your level of satisfaction and seeing if any of them want to be nourished and or need attention. And this is an attempt to inspire people to organize the non-physical areas of their life and to see what needs to shift and or change in order for them to reach their highest level of satisfaction in all areas of their life. So thank you again for watching, and we will see you all in the next video.